Hello, everybody. Today is August 5th, 2025, and I weighed 238.6 pounds today, which is another increase on the scale. That means that I have been trying to get back to regular exercise of either walking or biking every day for at least 6 days because I started on July 31st, technically, even though I'm calling this an August challenge. So, this is 6 days of being specifically active every day. In addition to whatever else I do in life, I've also been trying to increase the amount that I'm active, like around the house and in the yard and garden. And then I'm also taking a walk or a bike ride every day. And I do consider them to be basic walks and bike rides, nothing strenuous or fancy. My walk is typically, right now, just a mile or two at a time, with limited incline until you get to my driveway. And the bike ride is using an e-bike, where I do use the e-boost when I need it, like specifically on an incline, but I try to ride without any of the e-boost as much as possible the rest of the time. And I believe that last bike ride that I went on was 5.5 miles. So that's the kind of thing that I've been doing for the last 6 days. And in those 6 days, my weight has gone up, I think, 4 times. I'm laughing now, but I was really crying this morning. And again, not because of the scale, because I do feel like I have a healthy relationship with the scale. Yes, I'm weighing every day, and some people might see that as obsessive, but I have a smart scale app that connects to my phone, and it kind of shows me trends over time. So I've been able to learn that, sometimes weight goes up, and then sometimes it goes down, and sometimes it goes up a bit before it goes down a lot. And your weight can fluctuate based on any number of factors in your life, like stress and sleep and what you eat and if you're hydrated enough or whatever. So I do definitely see the scale as a tool. And in general, I feel like I have a good, healthy relationship with my use of the scale as a tool. However, I just wanted to say that I think this is a pretty common, all too common, and important problem that we have when we are trying to make a difference for our health, especially as it relates to our weight. And you feel like you're trying to do the right things and you want to do the right things. And despite your efforts, it doesn't really seem to be as simple as people talk about, like calories in, calories out, you know? It doesn't seem to be, that simple for all of us. And I wanted to talk about that for a second because it is very easy to get discouraged or to feel discouraged and then want to give up because it's like, well, I'm making this extra effort or I'm doing these extra things and I'm doing it consistently, 2 days in a row, 5 days in a row, 6 days in a row, 10 days in a row, whatever. And instead of seeing the scale, for example, going in the right direction, you see it go in the wrong direction. And it is discouraging and intimidating. And I very definitely struggle with those thoughts and feelings when this happens too. But I want to share this in these vlogs because I feel like I want to be very real and transparent with myself and others, that, hey, this is what happens sometimes, and here it is happening again, and here's how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking because of it. And the reason I was pretty upset this morning about it, not only did the scale go up again, but I feel like with this extra weight, every extra pound, my symptoms that I struggle with my health get worse. And probably for me, the one that is the most concerning or the scariest or the most anxiety provoking is, feeling short of breath, feeling easily winded, feeling like, I can't do basic things like climb a flight of stairs or make it up my driveway or carry groceries or things like that without feeling really, really out of breath. And, for anybody who doesn't already know, yes, I have some specific diagnoses related to this. And yes, I do see doctors about it. And I am trying different treatment modalities and everything. And I don't think I want to get into all of that right now. But I do want to say that despite trying to do all the things and take the time and spend the money, I feel worse today than maybe I have in a long time or maybe ever. And I am not going to let it deter me. I'm not going I'm not going to give up because I think that sometimes we have to do the hard things. We have to get through the hard parts in order to make it to the other side, in order to, reap the benefits of what it took to get through that hard stuff. And I mean, that sounds like a bit of a philosophy, and I suppose it is. But I think practically, also, just biologically, physiologically, it's true too. With exercise is a stress on the body, and it's what we call like a good stress. And we want to make sure we do it in a good way where we're not like overly stressing the body, where we end up, risking injury. But no matter how you slice it, exercise is an effort. And sometimes like if you're working out your muscles, for example, and you get those sore bits, or you get some inflammation, it's kind of par for the course. And I think for somebody in my situation, with my health issues and my current level of condition, I think that I'm probably gonna experience a healthy share of some of those discomforts as I try to, you know, work my way to the other side and get in a better condition where I can tolerate exercise and stuff more. So why do I think my weight's going up? Like, for example, my weight went up a pound, over a pound overnight. And the day before that, it went up a pound overnight. Why is this happening? Well, I think in my case, my body does react to even things as simple as a short walk or a bike ride as a stressor. And I think that I probably am experiencing water retention, maybe related to the metabolic impacts of exercise or inflammation from the exercise. And I do think what I eat matters. And while I don't think that I have the worst eating in the world, I I really try to eat pretty well most of the time. I do still have occasional things that aren't necessary, that I'm eating more for enjoyment or because my family's eating it, so I'm having some too. And I do think that that is going to be an aspect for me to look at this month. Is I thought maybe what I could do is like how I'm doing the shorts to sort of show, like, prove that I'm doing my daily exercise every day. I think I might also toy around with doing a short where I show or talk about what I'm eating each day, because I have been experimenting with intermittent fasting, and I have noticed that my body does seem to respond pretty well to intermittent fasting. The most that I've done is 1 meal a day fasting, OMAD. And I think I'm gonna try to go back to that. Right now, I'm kind of more like 2 meals a day, and I'm pretty comfortable there. I'm not a big snacker. I'm not saying I never snack, but I'm not as big a snacker as a lot of people, around me. I've noticed. I'm more like when I'm going to eat my meal, I tend to eat a larger meal. And for reasons related to my other health issues, I also want to look at that a little closer and maybe not eat as large a meals, at a time. And so when I start wrapping my head around what my protocol is going to be for my nutrition or my eating habits, I'll go ahead and I'll write up a little script of what that's going to look like for me, just in case anybody's interested. And then I'm thinking about maybe adding that to my daily shorts, is like a little daily food journal check-in kind of thing, because most people, when they first meet me or they first hear about my issues or whatever, that's usually their, you know like even doctors, their first response is, well, just you know, eat less and move more. But when I show them my, Fitbit log to track, like, that I'm like hitting a daily step goal most days, or if I show them, a food tracker of like, this is like, I'm only eating 1 meal a day, I don't know. It starts to paint the picture a little better that for some of us, it's not as simple as calories in, calories out. And even if, I don't know, the basic law of thermodynamics dictates that it is, I think there must be metabolic things or hormonal things that go on inside of us that for some of us, it takes us a minute to get to the calories in, calories out simplicity, you know? Like maybe I would have to go through some extended period of starvation or something, where my body would have no choice but to start, liberating some of the weight on me. But again, I don't want to do anything stupid or extreme. And please, I don't want anybody to think that that's what I'm talking about. When I talk about fasting, I would say look into intermittent fasting and like ways of doing it healthy in a balanced way. Like that's more of like what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to get into the details of the fasting right now either, because I still want to wrap my head around how I think I should go about this. And maybe I'll do a separate video just like about that one topic. Because I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. I think the big thing that I wanted to share today is that if you are struggling with your weight or your health goals, and you feel like you're making effort and putting in the work, and you still feel poorly, or you're not seeing the kind of results you want, don't give up, because sometimes you got to go through it to get past it. Sometimes there's just no other way around it. So just decide on the things that you need to do. You know what they are, or you can get help figuring out what they are. Do the things you know you need to do in a sustainable way. Whatever you're doing, it has to be something that you know that you can consistently sustain, which is why I have talked about a little bit in my shorts. Like, I want to start out with small increments, like just a 1 or 2 mile walk or a short 5 mile bike ride, and use my e-boost on my bike when I need it on the inclines. Like, that's better than nothing, and it's a starting place, and I can build from there. I can level up from there. Once I know that I can tolerate that and I can sustain that without any negative impacts. Sorry, that's me trying to get a deep breath. Sometimes when I talk a lot, I get winded too. It's so discouraging. That's my goat. So anyway, yeah, don't give up. Just keep doing the things in a sustainable way. Keep in mind that the number on the scale is not what it's not really what you're working towards, like losing 20 pounds or 30 pounds or 100 pounds or even just 10 pounds. Like that could be the direction you want and need to go to feel better or look better or be healthier. But don't make that number on the scale your goal. Make health your goal, and you will, if you're like me, you will stay motivated longer. Because even when the scale is not going the direction you want to go, and even when you feel upset to realize you've gained another pound, or you're struggling with another day of symptoms, like the motivation to keep going consistently in a sustainable way will be that these choices you're making are good choices. Even if I never lose a pound, I know that walking every day in a sustainable level is good for me. And so even if I never lose another pound, I still want to walk or bike or whatever the other activity is that I know is better for me. And I just wanted to share that, and I hope that anybody listening can either understand already what I'm talking about or maybe think about what I'm talking about so that you can start to feel that way too, and maybe it can help you. So with that, I will say thank you for listening. I'm going to go change my clothes and get ready to go for a walk. I had an awful morning with my breathing so far, so I'm just going to take it really slow and enjoy this beautiful day and be gentle with myself. But I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go do it anyway. As long as I can move, I'm going to move. So, thank you. I hope this helps somebody, and I will check back in later with my activity short for today. Have a good day.